Welcome to the first ever episode of Face2Face with Entrepreneurs. We are delighted to have with us the person who has been given the tag of top 50 innovators, the mastermind behind Kasha and Accesses Group, the man himself, Kumar Gaurav. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you so much, Aditya.
Sir, I was going through your life summary and I found out that you belong to a middle class family. Now, when we consider Indian parents, they are usually very concerned about their child. So they don't want the children to be indulged in any kind of risk. And being an entrepreneur, it's all about taking risks. So, were they concerned in the initial stages?
You mean concerned with my parents?
Yes, sir. Were they concerned with you taking up the entrepreneurship journey?
I think no. Why? Because you are very right. Because Indian parents are so much overprotected that they don't want their children to do something which nobody have done.
Right.
It's like they don't want you to walk to the road which nobody have taken. Correct?
Exactly.
So there's not a lot of things which is online available about me, but not many people know that I wanted to become a chef.
Oh,
okay. But I'm an engineer, correct? And now I'm renowned, especially in UK, Europe, everywhere, as an engineer and as a financer, now as a banker.
Yes.
But because my parents, we come from a very middle class family, and it was very easy to become an engineer and just get it straight to the job, and that's it. So I did the same. And once you did this, what it did, it brings the confidence in the parent itself that, okay, my child is doing good. He became an engineer, now he's working. And once I satisfied what my parents wanted to do, now they are done. Because now they know that, okay, I can do and I can take good and bad decisions of my life.
Right.
So if you see, the only job which I have done, either working it for Wipro or working it for Ferrari, I only worked for the 15-month and 1 day, which was my contract period.
Exactly. I was fascinated.
And that helps me in two ways. One, when you are in a university, the life is completely different when you go out. So those 15 months also helped me to understand how a corporate works, how people react, how people behave. So that's kind of, I was preparing myself that what it would be like when I will be a boss. So I was doing an internship as doing an employee that, okay, if I'm in a boss, I'm not going to do this.
Right.
If I'm in a boss, I'm not going to do this because I suck, my boss sucks. A lot of people complain. Right. The point is what we do to change that. And until you are not in shoes of something, you don't know the pain, correct? So that 15 months was really very valuable for me. I learned a lot of things, and I also recommend a lot of companies, a lot of startup founders. There's no harm in going and doing a job, because then actually you can learn even more. You can learn things which maybe you will by yourself will take much more time to figure it out. Like if you are working with a big corporates, they can help you. Okay, I use, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 5 tools,
right,
which you will not learn in the university. Now, when you will start your own company, you know that this big company uses these 5 tools. So from the day one, I know what I have to implement. You see, so that's how I started my things. Very small, working for others, and then slowly taking it to the next stage.
So when you started off with blockchain as a technology, so did you have any mixed feelings at that particular time? Because that time blockchain and now also it's not that common to go for blockchain technology. So did you have mixed feelings, and what were your feelings when you started off?
No, so when I started about blockchain, definitely I do not have a mixed feeling.
Yes.
Anything related with the blockchain itself. Yes, the mixed feeling of a company that my company will work, my company will not work. It's not about the technology, correct? That feeling will have in any company. Okay, because I think you are asking this question more because like blockchain was comparatively new.
Exactly.
Not many people have done this. But isn't that is all about entrepreneurship? You wanted to do things which nobody have done before.
Exactly.
So the only way to get succeed is that the less people are doing this, the more chances that you're gonna do it and you're gonna succeed it. Because if there is already many people have done this, you are not doing anything more than copy and pasting and then trying to get a kind of market share. You're not opening up the market, you are trying to cut the market. Correct? Yeah. So I do not have any feeling in the industry itself, the technology itself, because thanks to my parents, I studied computer science. Correct? So because of my knowledge of computer science and distributed systems helped me to understand why this technology works. And then after when I understood this technology, then only I came into the technology. When I first heard about Bitcoin in 2013, I had the same reaction which you or any of else had, that maybe this is just a nerd money or a money for the gangster or criminals. And the same, and maybe might not work. Because the same feeling also the developer or the founder of Bitcoin also had. Right. Correct? Because he also didn't disclose any time that who is he, because maybe he thought maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. But when I read the white paper and really went into the technology, I saw not what is Bitcoin is, but what the underlying technology under the Bitcoin is trying to teach. And it was trying to teach you how in this interconnected world, you can have a consensus system without a centralized system. What does this mean? Maybe I just say too much tech things. It's like, in your example, you have a government. Okay? Now, a government is run by a centralized institution. Right. Now, what happens if that centralized institution is good? The country will grow. Right. What if that centralized institution is bad?
The country will collapse.
Now, are we saying that as a human civilization, being with so much technology, we can take this 50-50 risk? Because what you said is just a 50-50 risk. Government either could be good or either could be bad.
But that's the way to move forward.
That's the way to move forward, because so far we didn't have a technology which can solve the centralization problem. Right. What Bitcoin solved is the centralization problem of making and still have the consensus. Which, for example, in case of Bitcoin, if you take it as a use case, there is no central party, which means nobody else can control your coin. Still, the network can operate by itself. For example, you have a bank card. Sometimes the server fails and the bank doesn't work. Link fail hai. Yeah. लिखा था ना? And कुछ नहीं काम कर रहा है.
सही बात.
कितनी बार हुआ है? कितनी बार महसूस किया हो ये हुआ है? कई बार हुआ है.
कई बार. Yes sir.
बिटकॉइन नेटवर्क पिछले 8 साल we are in 2019 9 सालों से चल रहा है. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 3rd of January 2019 आज तक एक दिन भी लिंक नहीं फेल हुआ है. डिस्पाइट ऑफ हैविंग अ सेंट्रल सर्वर. कोई सेंट्रल सर्वर नहीं है. So why this happened? So imagine if you can, like last month, entire US government was not working because they cannot agree on the consensus, and the thousands of dollars and like millions of dollars was getting wasted. People were not working. People were not getting paid. Right. Why? So just now I talked about the world's best governance system, US, correct? We always look up US for everything. Exactly. And that government was not operating because of the centralized problem. Is it not that we need to now find a new solution? Till now we didn't have anything working, but now today we have digital or crypto as an example of a working protocol which can bring consensus without centralization. So how about we take this technology and we create a new network, an internet of money, not a money for the internet. Because money for internet is any which you can pay online. But how about internet of money, where you can store and you can transact anything which have a value? It's very difficult. I don't know what I'm talking, and maybe you also guys doesn't able to understand what I'm talking, but it's the same about the reason we are not able to visualize this, because if someone was coming to you in 1990 when we had difficulty sending emails that one day you will order your Uber sitting at your home using the same internet, you will not able to. Nobody have thought about in 1990 that there will be Uber, Ola, Amazon, PayPal, different internet applications, online video streaming, YouTube. In 1990 we have not thought of any of these things. Correct? And what media was talking that time when people were talking about that we can have one protocol which can make information free? No, this is for bad people, pornographers. People will do illegal things on this. Why you want to have something fast sending communication? Our telegram machines works perfectly.
So, but when you talk about this, there is still a problem with the security. I mean, there's still the issue of security when we consider blockchain.
Okay.
So how do you think that it will grow with time?
But how there is a security? In last 9 years, the Bitcoin network is never get hacked, never it being compromised, never have any glitches, never link failed, nothing. Then where is the security issue? And last 9 years, entire code of a Bitcoin network is out for everyone. Any hacker, anyone can go out and see what is written in the network. When you talk about your banks, all the code is written in a secret ODC behind different firewalls. You cannot have access even to go. Even many employees in a company cannot go there. But in case of Bitcoin, the entire source code is live in the market from day one. Anyone can read it, you, me, anyone, and can see what is there.
So, but with time, so the quality of these hackers
will increase. So do the quality of the code.
Okay.
Correct? The point is that last 9, at least one thing which is clear, that from last 9 years, the quality of the existing code is much higher, much sophisticated than the existing best technology of the hacking we have in the world. Correct? So at least it is 9 years ahead of them. That's point one. Second, when you talk about these kind of thing which is open, borderless, censorless, open for public, you will find more good people in the world helping to develop that versus the bad. If in the world there will be more bad people, we will be not sitting here and talking about this. Correct? So definitely there are bad people in the world. There is people who want to do bad, but certainly there is number is less. Correct? So we have two proofs. First, that the code is better, and second, the world has still more good people than the bad.
That's how we are technologically advanced.
Okay.
Right. So since it is a new technology, when you consider the hiring of these people, hiring of the people who specialize in cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. So, sir, what is your approach and how do you find the number of people? Are they increasing? Is the numbers increasing with year, or is it like stagnant, and how to tackle with it?
No, it's increasing day by day, because if you go on any job search website, even in India, you will see the highest paying jobs are in blockchain as a blockchain developer. That's also because of the reason, because there are very less developer out in the market. So our approach, or let's say as Oxys, because Kasha is based in London, so we are much advanced, and there's much more. When we talk about Oxys, which is based in India, that's why we started Oxys Blockchain Lab. And as a phase 1, we started working with IIT to start to hire more mathematicians, more cryptographers, and start training them. To also, because they already had the mathematics and the background and cryptography background, we started training them on the consensus and protocol level. And that's the first approach we took. And then slowly now under the lab, we have added 5 more universities. We are working with IAM, ISV. We just onboarded 2 private universities, Amity and SPJ. And what we are doing, we are training thousands of developers and resources or human capital, so that once the India is as the demand is growing, we can also have more and more people working.
And sir, as you said that Kasha is much more advanced when you compare it to India.
Not the Kasha, the market.
Okay,
because it's a UK market.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Kasha entire technology is built in India actually.
Yes.
Kasha is one of the top 20 most influential blockchain company worldwide, and entire technology is built in India. India have right now many very less people know also, because we just announced it last month on 22nd. There was a huge conference with Department of Science and Technology and the UP government. Blockchain conference. You saw the videos, pictures? Okay. And we revealed India's first public blockchain network, ECellVIT. And right now, that network have the world's largest number of population or identities in the world. So India already leapfrogged even at day one, because 60 million is twice the size of Canada. So when it comes to building technology, obviously we have some of the best minds in the world, best engineering and management institutes, best talent which is going out of India and running Google, Microsoft, every other top company. So why not we just bring everything here, and if the blockchain is the next biggest invention after internet, I think India will take a lead and give world everything made in India.
So, sir, what was the breakthrough moment when you had started to see that yes, people have started to know me and my company? What was that moment?
That moment was in 2017. Beginning of 2017. Actually, no, end of 2016, beginning of 2017. When Kasha was doing okay, because the demonetization happened in September. I changed the model in November, and the last product, the P2P product which we had, it started really getting a lot of traction, and people were talking about it, and we started getting a lot of offers to buy the company. That okay, just sell us. And I was like, why people want to buy this thing? It's like, so that was the one moment that really something which I built is valuable. And then a real breakthrough came in 2000. So that was like, okay, more as a pride moment as an individual, let's say, because people are knowing you. The Kasha was very small. 4 people are working in Kasha. So at such a small, a young age, there are big VCs with lots of money, and I don't know what they were looking that time. People big companies want to buy it out or hire me individually. So there's many different offers. Like you can easily get overwhelmed. I personally, I was running Kasha, and I was hiring, and I was getting paid in millions of dollars. My individual salary was there. But then in September 2017, and I did this. I was not stupid. Who doesn't take that kind of salary? So, but then in September 2017, something happened. Kasha was doing like this, because obviously I was making. Then in September 2017, again the entrepreneur inside me was, no, this is not going something good. Okay, because I got a success up to a certain level. Then I got distracted with the money which was coming. Correct. Then I said, no, it's because my graph was going this, and then from beginning of 2017 to end of 2017, the entrepreneur graph was going this, like very little deviation. Before it was exponential. So what I did, I said, I'm quitting the job. And in November 2017, I quit the job. Everyone thought I'm again going crazy or nuts. Like now I have a company and I also have this. Like I'm an entrepreneur. People know me. Right. I'm still going to all the big conferences, speaking all over the world, and I also have like a huge job security. But then in September, I decided that no, I want to make Kasha at the next level. Right. But now going to the really banking and everything, you need a lot of money. So that time I started working on Kasha like a full time, and I got support from like more than 50,000 people who believed what I said, and they joined me before the product existed. So before even I built the Kasha, they were ready to buy it. Right. So there was customers before the product. So, and I say, okay, so I quit my job and I went to speak to people, I'm going to build this and I'm going to do this. And people supported me this. I think because they saw maybe what I'm doing, I'm quitting and I'm giving up. And from that day and today, the Kasha is like growing exponentially again back.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for the amazing and inspiring words. We really appreciate you to be the first ever podcast, our first ever episode of podcast guest. and we really hope that the revolutionary blockchain community that is building up, and I hope that it comes from your company, and the way that it is revolutionizing, even I am inspired to work for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.